Hi guys, how you doing? I'm Ben, that bearded guy, and we've got a very special treat for you today because we've come all the way out to Hamburg, Germany. Reason being is for the release of F1 2019, the latest game from Codemasters and the 10th in the franchise. It's a fantastic game. We've been playing it on this and the direct drive system all morning.
At this exclusive media event held in the Prototype Museum in Hamburg, we had the opportunity to get hands-on with the F1 2019 title on a range of different consoles and systems, including the direct drive cockpit.
This is definitely harder on the wheel than it is on a controller, but very enjoyable. Take that corner, come on, come on!
If you're a fan of the Codemasters F1 franchise, then you'll know that this year is a very special 10th anniversary edition, and they've got some real treats lined up. Some of the most noteworthy additions to this year's title include the addition of the F2 Championship, as well as the options to play as Formula 1 legends Prost and Senna. So after spending a few hours in the cockpit with the 2019 title, I can honestly say that it's one of their best games yet, and the driving experience is absolutely phenomenal. After 10 years in the F1 franchise, Codemasters once again surpassed themselves at their ability to create an atmospheric game which takes the player far beyond the vehicle cockpit. Naturally, the driving experience is the main element of the game, however there's so many other variables to factor in, including the setup of your car, the contracts that you acquire, and how you manage your responses to media events. Lucky for me, there's a number of different driver's aids which help you to progress from the amateur level to the highly experienced driver as you start to progress your driving skills. If you've never before had the experience of playing an F1 title, don't expect to be a master straight out the box, as this is all about your driving skills, your vehicle setup, and how you test the track. So we managed to grab 5 minutes with Codemasters' very own F1 game director Lee Mather and ask him a few questions about the upcoming title.
It's always been a goal of ours to bring it earlier in the season. I think there's a lot of excitement at the start of the season around who's going to be the quickest team, who's going to drive well for whichever team they've moved to, and it just keeps the game relevant for longer in the season. It just gives us an opportunity to give the players the game that much earlier, because it's what people have called for. We will obviously take what we know of the performance of the cars throughout the season, and we'll make those changes to keep it relevant. So, for example, at the moment, the Ferrari was expected to probably be the quickest car of the season, but the Mercedes is currently proving to be pretty nifty. So we'll probably rebalance the performance of those cars in order to make sure that it stays correct to the 2019 season. Yeah, it's good that you recognise that, because a lot of people think, well, you're just making a sport, it's Formula 1, you know what you're doing. It's a huge sport, so the initial just creating Formula 1 itself is absolutely vast. The rules and the regulations, the physics that's involved, the tyres, the suspension, all of those things are all incredibly in-depth. And then the rules that go with it, and then the changes to the point system this year as well, with the fastest lap point being added. So again, that's replicating the sport. And then once we've done that, then we start building the game components on top of it. So when you look at the career feeder series that we've got, so we take you through from the F2 into the career, then you've got the rivalry between the drivers that come with you from the feeder series, you've got the R&D of the vehicle, you've got the reputation system with the sportsmanship and showmanship, which we've pulled through from last year, you've got the interview system. All of those things are vast features that we're building on top of already basically reimagining Formula 1. It's a huge amount of work. I love motorsport. I always have done. It doesn't matter what form of motorsport, but to actually be involved in working with the pinnacle of motorsport is probably the most exciting thing for me. I still get, every year I get the same buzz when the season starts. I get the same buzz when we just sit down and play the game amongst ourselves in the office. We're still all stupidly super competitive. Even when it's like the test that we need to be doing at this moment in time is we need to check out how the damage behaves in an online when somebody does this. It's like, no, I'm going to try and win this race. It's like, you've got to stop trying to win, you need to be testing this. So it's like, there's always that level of, everybody's so super enthusiastic to be working still on Formula 1, and they're all super competitive. So it's always just, it's just exciting to be part of it still.
So the game will be available ahead of its normal schedule, which will be June 28th of this year, and I really can't wait to get our hands on a copy, play more, and get a lot better at this driving game. So if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also consider subscribing to the Rated YouTube channel so you can see all this content and more in the very near future. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.